How do you know if you're ready for leadership? Are there signs that you can look for to show that you are ready or are not ready for leadership? That's what we'll talk about in this video. I'm actually going to focus on signs that you are not ready for leadership. That way, if you can relate to any of the signs that I talk about in this video, then you will know some areas that you need to work on and improve on. None of the signs that I'm going to talk about in this video are in any order of significance or any order of importance. All of the signs are important and all of them you should think about and take into account. But I will leave my favorite sign to the very last, so you need to watch the whole video to find out what that sign is. And if you are an emerging leader and you want to give yourself the best chance of advancing in your career and advancing into leadership, then subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell below as well. Every week I share videos on leadership to help you on your leadership journey, and I would be honored to have you a part of this community. And let's get straight to the first sign that you are not ready for leadership, and that is you don't want to delegate. In many of the conversations I've had with senior leaders or hiring managers, the one thing that they want people to have when they are moving up to a leadership position, that is the ability to delegate. But they say that most people do not have this ability. When they're looking toward the leadership position, they don't have the ability to delegate, or at least they don't showcase the ability to delegate before they try to go for that leadership promotion. I found a lot of people don't want to delegate. They feel guilty when they delegate, when they ask their co-workers to do something for them. Perhaps their co-workers were previously their peers and they don't want to appear authoritative or bossy in the workplace, so they don't delegate. Other times people just lack confidence in delegating. They don't want to ask people to do things for them. They end up doing everything themselves. And then there are others who simply just don't know how to frame their request properly. It comes out confused. The other person doesn't understand what they're asking them to do. So delegation can be a real problem for many emerging leaders. It's definitely something that you need to learn how to do, especially if you're aspiring to a leadership position. I will not go into how to delegate properly in this video. I've already addressed that in one of the other videos I've done on my channel. I will link to that above so you can check it out once you finish this one. But what I will say about delegation is that you absolutely need to learn how to delegate well. You absolutely need to learn how to be okay with asking other people to do things for you. It's part of your leadership journey. And when you are in leadership or when you're a manager, it's part of your everyday life. Every day you will be delegating tasks to people. So you need to become really good at delegation. You need to become good in the art of delegation. And the key is you need to show that you can delegate long before you even go for a promotion for a leadership position. The reason for this is if your boss sees that you can delegate and you can delegate really well, he will see or she will see that you are already ready for that leadership role. The second sign that you are not ready for leadership is that you don't want to give negative feedback. Now, I know negative feedback is uncomfortable. Nobody likes doing it, but it's absolutely an essential part of being a leader. The fact is, not everybody does a great job. Some people do sloppy work. Some people make mistakes, and it's up to you as a leader to let them know about this, to tell them what areas they need to improve on. I think the reason most people don't like to give negative feedback is because they're afraid of offending the other person. And I completely understand that. It's not nice to feel that you're upsetting or you're offending somebody, but I want you to think about negative feedback in this way. Giving negative feedback is really doing somebody a service. You're helping them improve on something that they're not doing very well. Rather than let them continue on thinking that they're doing the right thing when they're not, you're helping them improve and you're equipping them with the skills they need for their future job. And when you think about it, giving people feedback or telling them what areas they need to improve on, it's really something that drives growth and progress. And this is absolutely what you need in any kind of team and any kind of company. You don't have to give negative feedback in a nasty way. This would actually be the worst way to give somebody negative feedback, especially if it was a team member. You need to give negative feedback in a caring way, in an encouraging way. I am thinking of doing an upcoming video on giving negative feedback. If that's something you want to learn how to do better, then let me know in the comments. The third sign you're not ready for leadership is you can't communicate clearly. Communication is an incredibly important skill for all emerging leaders, if not the most important skill that you need to know about. The reason for this is leaders communicate all of the time. You need to communicate to get buy-in, to give updates, to encourage people, to delegate, to give feedback, to build relationships, to get buy-in for your ideas. There are so many times and ways and reasons for communication. It's something you do 24/7 as a leader. Every time you interact, every time you go to work, you are communicating with somebody in some way. Imagine if you delegate to somebody in your team, but you don't do it in a way that is clear or concise and they're confused about what you're asking them. Or imagine if you damage a relationship with somebody in your team or your company simply because you communicated in an abrasive way. There are many ways or examples of how communication can break down and how it can damage your interactions with other people at work, your relationships with them, and also your leadership reputation. So if you can't communicate well, it will definitely be a block in your leadership journey. And if you are not open to learning how to communicate well, then that's an even bigger block in your leadership journey. So you need to have the learning mindset, the open mindset, and be willing to learn how to improve on your communication. And because communication is used in so many different ways, there are many resources out there to learn how to communicate better. There is lots of resources on this channel. There's lots of resources on other YouTube channels, let alone books and podcasts or online courses. I will point you out to this video, which will definitely help you out. It's about how to be articulate and speak clearly at work. The fourth sign that you're not ready for leadership is you don't stand by your opinion. And what I mean by this is you're flimsy with your opinion. You don't stick to an opinion when you've formed an opinion, or you change your opinion easily. You might do this when you see that other people aren't agreeing with your opinion and you're too afraid to stick to your opinion. Or you might do it when you're looking for approval. You might try to test out whether other people are going to agree with your opinion, and then if it looks like they're not going to agree, then you quickly change it. You might argue that you do this because you need to be open to other people's opinions, and I absolutely agree with that. You do need to be open to hearing and listening and understanding what other people think. It's really important in leadership, but it's also important to have conviction in your opinions, to believe in them. Without that kind of belief, you cannot argue your opinions. You can't convince other people to believe you or to think the same way you do. I found this is one of the holdbacks for many emerging leaders, the ability to really, truly believe in your opinions and to stick to them no matter what other people think. And I think in many instances, it comes down to confidence. I mean, who says that your opinion is wrong? Who says that someone else's opinion is better than yours? Who says that you should change your opinion to suit everyone else? Now, I'm not encouraging you to be arrogant with your ideas or your opinions or to completely ignore what other people think. You do need to take this into account as a leader. But if you have a strong opinion, and it's really those people who are more shy or introverted that I'm talking to right now, you need to believe in your opinion and you need to be able to have the confidence to stick with your opinion, even if other people see things differently to the way you see them. At the end of the day, I want you to be confident. I want you to grow as a leader. And everything I do on this channel is about helping you achieve that. And believing in your opinions and having the confidence to believe in your opinions and stick with them, it's a great starting point to achieving all the things that I'm teaching you on this channel. And the fifth sign that you're not ready for leadership is you think it's all about you. In my mind, this is the most important point that you need to remember, the most important sign that you are not ready for leadership. Leaders who develop this approach, leaders who think it's all about them, quickly get the reputation of being narcissistic. So what is narcissistic? We hear the word narcissism thrown around a lot. in conversations and online articles. What does it really mean? Well, WebMD describes narcissism as extreme self-involvement to the degree that it makes that person ignore the needs of others around them. Basically, it's somebody who only cares about themselves, who disregards the feelings or the needs of other people, and doesn't care about the impact that their actions or their behavior have on other people. Maybe this can make you think of somebody that you know or somebody that you've worked with before. Now, why is this bad for leadership? Well, leadership is about people. Everything you do as a leader is about people. It's about people in your team, other people in your company. It's about you as a leader supporting the people you work with so you can all achieve the goals that you have set. In order for you to be successful in your job as a leader, you need the support of other people around you. You need the support of your team. You can't lead alone. I've mentioned this in previous videos, but a leader does not lead alone. You need the support of people around you. When your team succeeds in a project, in a goal, that means you succeed as well. So when your team succeeds, when they advance, you advance and you succeed as well as a leader. This is really a key understanding that I need you to have when you are looking towards getting a leadership position. Leadership is not about you. You are not the most important thing here in your leadership journey. You need to think of your team, your goals, or your company as the most important thing. So that's what I mean when I say it's not all about you. And a really important part of becoming a great leader is learning the people skills that you need to become a great leader. Now, I will be creating a video on this in the coming weeks, so make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell too so you know when I release that video. And if you want to know how to become a standout leader in the workplace, then this video will definitely help you out.